Hello everyone, and welcome to the Shakey Bakery Iceberg, made by Vez, credit where credit's due. I didn't make this myself. That would be a bit funny, but I didn't do that. If I made an iceberg, it'd probably be about mods. Before we get started, quick context. The Shakey Bakery is a Discord server. I know a couple of things about it, and this iceberg is pretty extensive. There'll probably be a few things on this list that I won't know, but I think I know most things. So let's get into this iceberg, starting with In the Sky, simple things that anybody who joins the server will know about. First, we have pastry names. This is in reference to all the roles in the servers being named after pastries, I guess, like types of bread. The lowest role is cornbread commoner, then there's bagel baron, sourdough sovereign, muffin moderator, pretzel planner. Kind of a theme, and we'll touch on that a little bit later. Right here, interestingly, we have brony arc. Originally, when the server was made, I was playing a mod called Equestria at War mainly, so a lot of the people who joined the servers were bronies. I stopped playing the mod as often though, so the brony era has passed, but it's still obvious that it was a thing. Next we have femboy infestation. Yeah, at one point there were a lot of femboys who joined the server, and I made a Bavaria mod and there were rumors about me being a femboy. I don't know if we're still in that era, but apparently this is very common knowledge. And next we have the Bread League, which I personally don't think belongs in the sky. I think this is more of deep knowledge. It's not too difficult to figure out about, I guess, but is a reference to the Dread League from that Equestria at War mod. A lot of people in that community would, as a joke, call it the Bread League, and someone who watched one of my original videos, who was a moderator on the server for some time, mentioned that in one of my videos, and then somehow it became kind of a theme of the server, hence why there's all the pastry names and such, and why there's pastries on the side here. These side images being the server icons that are displayed next to people depending on their role, like this is cornbread. Okay, now on to the iceberg itself. We have MPRP. MPRP is a custom map multiplayer game in Hoi 4 hosted by Mr. Z-Man. There have been many iterations of it. There's about one per major patch of Hoi 4. Then there's staff commands. All the members of staff, if they want, have a command where if you type their name and then an exclamation point, it says something about them. Seasonal roles. There are these two roles for Halloween and Christmas that you get by having a Halloween themed or Christmas themed profile picture during October and December respectively. Here there's Shaky League Addiction, which I don't know why it's so high. In the second half of 2023, I played some League of Legends. I didn't play that much League of Legends, but I played it a bit surrounding the Hoi 4 League of Legends mod video. And there's VTubing. I made a few videos, I think 2 videos, where I used a VTuber avatar, and then I've occasionally used a VTuber avatar in the intro to some other videos. Lastly, in this column we have A Shakey. Early on in the history of the Shakey Bakery, I can't remember who it was, but someone decided instead of D Shakey, which was my channel name, to make A Shakey, which was Anime Shakey, and I eventually commissioned an art portrait of A Shakey, and then yeah, it became kind of an ongoing thing. Now we move finally below C to the next section, and there's a lot more things here. First we have Sexy Putin, which isn't what you think it is. It's just the name of a deleted Discord account, and this individual was a moderator on the server for a couple years. He was known for being very active and moderating a lot, and to this day he's still probably the moderator who's done the most moderating in the history of the server. Here we have D Shakey Live. I did some live streams in like 2020 and 2021. I made a Twitch account where I said I would stream once every 4 months, but then I just stopped streaming and people started flaming me because of that, so yeah, maybe one day I'll live stream again. Then here we have another user who's no longer on the server named Narpex. He did a lot of things that were against the rules but never got banned, so a lot of people got angry. He got banned though eventually. Here we have D&D. There was an old D&D server where a lot of D&D games were hosted. Most of them I wasn't in, but I was in a few of the campaigns. Later on though, I made a different D&D server and hosted a campaign for some of the staff team members, and that campaign is still ongoing. Here are the islands. There's this game show side server that's been occasionally hosted. There's been the Island 1, the Island 2, the Island 3, where people get eliminated by some game and the last person surviving wins. Wheatbread Warriors is a now defunct role role that was given to my patrons back in the day before I closed my Patreon. Emping is a verb version of, I think, the most active member on the Shakey Bakery. Tomato Jones is a game that kind of has become a meme that I may make a video about, or that I have already made a video about, but just need to edit. Magical Minecraft is the first series I ever made on YouTube, where I played a whole bunch of magic mods in a Minecraft survival world. It was pretty interesting. I wasn't the best at recording videos and editing back then, but it's still good content. Discord Wars 3 is something that never existed, but there were a lot of memes and talk about. At the very beginning of the Discord server, I made 2 videos called Discord Wars 1 and Discord Wars 2 that were about this roleplay-like thing that was going on the server, but was kind of funny. And this goes into the next thing on the iceberg, RP, which is in reference to a roleplay section that eventually got made because of Discord Wars 1 and 2. It eventually became its own server and now has nothing to do with the bakery, but before they became their own thing, everybody wanted me to make Discord Wars 3, and I tried multiple times to make it, but it was extremely difficult to make because not many people really wanted to help me get information about it, and I had nothing to do with the RP at all after Discord Wars 2. I was just lost trying to make anything with it. Mod Tank was an event where people would design a mod for Hearts of Iron 4, and then the mod ideas were judged by a panel that included myself. It's kind of an obscure event, and I don't think any of the mods ever got made into real mods, but it was still pretty funny. End of the Server is in reference to an event that took place 2 years ago when 3 people, one person who had already become inactive on the server, one person who was semi-active, and then one person who was really active, all left the server one night, and everybody started saying it was the end of the server, though people had been saying it was the end of the server before that happened too, but that was the main end of the server event, though the server didn't actually end, and all 3 of those people rejoined the server later, though only one of them has stayed on the server till now. It's become kind of a meme now because it happened 2 years ago, but the server isn't dead. Today in History, there used to be this channel called Today in History where someone would post an event that happened in history every single day for a year. It was a pretty cool channel that's been since replaced with an Ant Facts channel where an Ant Fact is posted But yeah, Today in History happened a while ago, so not many people know about it anymore, but it's not as secret of a thing as something like the end of the server. Canceled D Shakey. I don't know exactly what this refers to. If I had to guess, it's in reference to a couple years ago when a ton of trolls were raiding the server, like trying to cancel me. I don't know if this is in reference to that, but it might be. Bakery Wiki. There used to be, or there still is, but it's not updated. It hasn't been updated in years, I don't think. A wiki for the Shakey Bakery that had like pages for all the members. I don't know why it existed. There's no reason for it to exist. Besides, I guess, to know the lore, but oh well, it was kind of funny. Staff UHC. I feel like they should be lower on the iceberg because it's not very well known, but in one of the few live streams that I ever did, there was a staff Minecraft UHC, and I got second place. I didn't really deserve second place, honestly, but I got second place, so I can be proud of that. D Theories is in reference to theories about what the D in D Shakey stands for. That's kind of a meme for a long time. People would say it was Daniel and call me Daniel Shakey. Former sections is in reference to sections on the server. In Discord you have categories, and some of the categories are ones that you have to join, and over the years some have been created and deleted. Some of these former categories alt history. There was an art competition, a mod competition that got moved to its own server. There was a Minecraft section. It's kind of become a meme in of itself. And on to the next layer. We are the good guys. If you say we are the good guys on the server, the bot on the server replies to it with a message. And that's in reference to we are the good guys being a catchphrase that I used for about my first 1 to 2 years making YouTube videos. Pastry Police is a role, you know, like the other roles, cornbread, bagel, there's Pastry Police. They were not muffin moderators, but they helped moderate the server. And then it ended with a drama where the leader of the Pastry Police was accusing someone else on the server of being corrupt. Old Politics refers to the fact that the politics chat was deleted multiple times in the first year of the server because people kept breaking the rules of the politics chat. Here we have the Alex the Rambler incident. There's a YouTuber for Hearts of Iron 4 named Alex the Rambler. He gave give my channel a shout out back in 2020, and he joined the Shakey Bakery for a short time after the shout out. A former mod who had left the server rejoined the server around that time that Alex the Rambler joined the server, then went on this rant about kidnapping Alex the Rambler in general chat of the Shakey Bakery. By some miracle, Alex the Rambler actually saw him saying that stuff and then posted a message about how this was a good time to leave the server and then left the server. So yeah, that was kind of funny. Blitz and Alts refers to this one guy who was active on the server and then got banned for a reason that I can't remember. And then he started raiding the server with alt accounts because he wanted to rejoin the server. Shakey is like a Shakey, but evil. Serial general chat refers to a general chat that was made for someone on the server and they were banished to that general chat outside of normal general chat. Sneaky's trial refers to when one of the moderators on the Shakey Bakery was put on trial. As a meme, I don't think it was about anything serious, but I can't remember any of the details. Trotsky variants refers to when one of the moderators, before they became a moderator, made a lot of variants of Leon Trotsky. Then there's pasta orbiters, which I think reckons back to this thing up here at the top of the iceberg. There was someone on the server named Pasta, or his name wasn't just Pasta, but everybody called him Pasta. And then he got banned for saying a lot of World War II related things that weren't very nice. And even after getting banned from the server, a ton of people were still obsessed with him. People kept talking about him forever. So for a few months, the word pasta was banned. And that's pretty low on the iceberg because that happened quite a long time ago, and very few people on the server, I think, remember that entire ordeal. Donut Dining Room was a secret chat. There's been a lot of memes about creating a role called Donut Duke, but no one ever really wanted to make the role, so instead we made a secret chat called Donut Dining Room, where one person was added to the chat every week until someone leaked the existence of the chat being a thing. Bagel Purge is when the mods purge the bagels every few months, or maybe like every year at this point. Like some people will get the bagel roll and then disappear from the server for like a year, so then they would get it taken away. I don't think we really do that anymore, but I can't remember. I guess we maybe do. The electric chair incident is in reference to someone who was very active only in the politics chat, in the memes chat, and one day they posted a video of someone in real life, like a real video, you know, in the chair, and then they got banned. I think the consensus is they genuinely didn't realize that posting that was bad. Reagan and TNO. So Ronald Reagan is not in the mod, The New Order, Last Days of Europe, but I made a video series 3 years ago where I added him in as a meme in a custom sub-mod that I made. And to this day, there are still people that believe Reagan is in TNO because of that video. Free Arcta refers to, I think, the fourth person on this iceberg that's not on the server anymore. They were a very active member on the server that I think is still friends with some of the moderators on the server to this day, but they got in a lot of arguments over their tenure with people and the staff, and they got banned and unbanned multiple times. Secret League chat. There used to be a chat called League Chat, but the person who was in charge of the community section where League Chat is didn't like League Chat and wanted to delete it. So to save it, I renamed it Secret League Chat, and now it's a chat that only moderators can add you to. Ah, yes, the purple stuff mod. I made a video and a mod about this stuff, and it actually got taken down. It was about like Walter White and Cuba, and it was pretty funny. It didn't quite pass the censors. The podcast is quite the notorious event where some of the moderators on the server hosted a podcast, but then the person who was producing the podcast forgot to record the podcast. And they didn't actually forget to record it. They just didn't think that it was supposed to be recorded. It was so, I don't know. Then KFC doesn't have anything to do with KFC. It's just the name of a voice chat that only moderators can access. Blee General Chat is the same thing as Serial General Chat, it's just more obscure. BC War refers to when the moderation team was kind of over-moderating a voice chat and a voice text chat, but then the people in that voice chat who were getting mad about the moderation were also breaking a lot of server rules, spamming chats, and it led to a big argument, so I decided that I would settle the argument by getting everybody into a voice chat together so that we could talk about the problems and be friends and I don't know, work things out. But then when we finally held this meeting, I think almost every member of the mod team was in a VC. We brought the people who were mad about us over moderating, according to them, the VC, in to explain their case. But then they really had nothing to say and just did like some meme bit and then left the VC. And so then after that, it kind of ended. It was pretty funny though. It was good content. I should have recorded that. Subserver ban refers to when Shakey Bakery subservers were banned for a while. It all happened because someone who wasn't a moderator, but they had a staff role, the sourdough sovereign role, which at that time was called sourdough submod. They made a server where some questionable things started happening. That led to subservers being banned, specifically subservers made or moderated by people who were moderators on the Shakey Bakery, because people were thinking those servers were servers that were supported by me. I think that rule lasted for about a year before we got rid of it, because it's kind of a slippery slope, punishing people on one Discord server for things they do on another Discord server. But at the time it was kind of necessary. Yandere guy refers to another person who's been banned, but this guy was just a full meme. Like, he just said a whole bunch of like crazy things about like people needing state mandated girlfriends, but he was like really into the bit, and he didn't get banned for that though. He got banned for just being way too horny. So OG mods, originally when the server was made, 3 or 4 people were made moderators who quickly lost the role, mainly because in the early days of the server I was basically giving the moderator roles to anybody who asked for it. The Meat Order is a spin-off of the Bread League, but it's like the meme rival to the Bread League, which is about meat. Venting chat was one of the more interesting chats. There was this person who would talk about a lot of heavy issues in general chat, so we made venting chat for them to vent about those issues in. Later though, in an insane ordeal, it turned out they were lying about all that stuff, and they never really used venting chat because no one was really looking in venting chat, and they only wanted to do their entire act in chats where a lot of people were. So venting chat has kind of become a meme at this point. The Among Us server is a server called, I think, the D-Shakey Among Us server. It was made by a moderator, and a lot of people on staff and their friends played Among Us on the server back when Among Us was actually popular. Kudo fanfic is the first thing on this list that I have no clue what it's in reference to. Well, actually, Kudo is a member of the mod team on the server, and there was this Minecraft server that we played on, and on the Minecraft server, Kudo wrote a fan fiction, I believe about a Shakey and me. I think that might be what this is in reference to, but I don't know. And speaking of Minecraft, here we have Minecraft 1984. There was a 1984 Minecraft server that I never really did anything on, but before they closed the server, they gave me a tour of their 1984 Minecraft server, and it was pretty good. Old Minecraft server refers to a server before the 1984 Minecraft server, but the server was decently popular for a while. There was just an issue with people trolling on the server. I think that might have actually been how that one guy who raided the server with alts got banned. It's all connected. Now we've entered the second lowest layer. First we have cornbread applications. Cornbread is the default role you get by joining the server, but for a very short period of time when the role was first made, you had to apply for cornbread, which involves sending a message in a chat called cornbread applications about how you wanted the role and why you should have the role. The Reichsbaker incident refers to an incident on the server that happened. It involved the role of me, the server owner, being changed to the Reichsbaker. Or maybe it was my Discord name, I can't remember. I don't know why this is so low on the iceberg. It's not really a Shakey Bakery specific thing. It's just kind of a continuation of the common staff feet pics meme that is spread on a lot of Discord servers. It might be put so low on the iceberg just as a meme to pretend that it's real. If I had to guess, that's why it's actually this deep on the iceberg. Realistically, it should probably be at about this level. Better Discord is Cringe is the name of a voice chat, which only admins on the server could see at one point. It was named that because you had to have this one plugin called Better Discord to see that voice chat, and it was making fun of the people who were using that plugin. Nowadays, anybody with a staff role can see the VC, so it isn't as secretive as it once was. Though it was never really secretive because people who had Better Discord would comment on that chat existing all the time. Wiki Wars is a really obscure event event involving the Shakey Bakery wiki, where there was an ownership crisis over who was running it, or whether someone should run it at all, or whether it should exist at all. It's pretty stupid though, but I think some people to this day still have hard feelings about that incident. LGBT chat 10, I think refers to the fact that there's an LGBT chat that kept getting deleted because people were abusing the chat and using it for things that weren't supposed to be there and breaking the rules. And it kept getting deleted and remade. And I think this is just put here as a meme. There isn't actually a chat 10. I think it only is at number 4 or 5. And the doctor stole my phone is in reference to the venting chat thing. This is how I think the person who venting chat was made for was discovered to be lying. At one point, they pretended that their doctor stole their phone and was typing on their Discord account. It was a pretty crazy moment. Anyways, that's the iceberg of the Shakey Bakery Discord server. I think that covers most things. There's a few things I can think of that probably should be on the iceberg that aren't on the iceberg, but we can leave those for another day, or when someone inevitably makes a enhanced version of this iceberg that has like triple the things. Thank you though for watching. I will see you all later.